Sir, I call on Government Order of the Day number 1.
Taxation, annual rates, Trans-Tasman savings, Portability, KiwiSaver and Remedial matters bill. First reading.
The Honourable Peter Dunn.
Mr Speaker, I move that the Taxation, annual rates, Trans-Tasman savings, Portability, KiwiSaver and Remedial matters bill be now read a first time. Mr Speaker, later I shall be recommending to the House that the bill be referred to the Finance and Expenditure Committee for consideration. The main feature of this bill is a very positive measure for New Zealanders who have been working in Australia and who wish to return home permanently. Currently, they have to make compulsory superannuation contributions to an Australian complying fund, and those funds are then locked into the scheme until that saver reaches retirement age. For New Zealanders who have worked in Australia for some years, this can present a significant financial dilemma when they make the decision whether or not they wish to return home.
Order. Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt the member, but you're battling against a lack of decorum in the House, and the Minister is attempting to make a presentation and there are too many discussions. Members will either leave or sit down. Honourable Peter Dunn.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. As I was saying, New Zealanders who are spending a period of time working in Australia at the moment are required by Australian law to make contributions to an Australian complying superannuation fund, which are then locked into, and that when they make the decision after some years as to whether they wish to return home to New Zealand or not, they are faced with a significant financial dilemma because of the fact that their funds are locked into Australian complying funds. So the changes that are proposed in this bill will help resolve the problem, because they will allow New Zealanders with retirement savings from certain Australian superannuation funds to transfer their funds to KiwiSaver when they come home permanently. And conversely, KiwiSaver members who want to move to Australia will be able to transfer all their savings in the scheme to the Australian complying superannuation scheme. This includes their New Zealand Crown contributions and any member tax credits that they might have. These changes, Mr Speaker, will remove one of the obstacles to New Zealanders who want to return home by allowing them to consolidate their financial affairs in their chosen country of residence. And they also represent a positive step towards improving the movement of labour between our two countries, and are the result of an agreement signed with the Australians in July this year, which recognises the broader close relationship that we share. Mr Speaker, the remainder of this bill focuses on a number of smaller but important technical measures. All of these are intended to improve the way the tax rules work and to make them easier to understand and to reduce compliance costs for taxpayers. In this respect, a number of enhancements are being made to the KiwiSaver rules. They include clarifying the enrolment rules for those under 18 years of age so that guardians and young people themselves have greater certainty about their future obligations under the scheme rules. And members may be aware of a number of issues that have arisen already of confusion with people under the age of 18 who have, in a very well-meaning way by parents, guardians and relatives, been enrolled in the scheme only to discover they've picked up an ongoing liability a little later on. The changes will also allow scheme providers to send members annual reports via an email hyperlink if the member agrees, to reduce the compliance costs for providers while members get the information that they need in a form that they increasingly prefer, and also removing a technical obstacle affecting the eligibility of certain members who apply for the KiwiSaver First Home Deposit Subsidy. Taken together, all these changes will make the KiwiSaver rules easier for people to understand, they reduce unnecessary compliance costs, and they ensure that the rules work in the way that they were intended. Mr Speaker, technical changes are also being made in this bill to the rules on gift duty. In particular, the bill introduces a number of changes to remove uncertainties around whether gifts such as amenities and artworks made to local or central government or to approved donee organisations are subject to gift duty. By making it clear that these gifts are exempt from gift duty, the change will be welcomed by those who want to contribute to their communities by gifting items such as artworks or other items for public benefit. A previous uncertainty about whether or not donations made to public organisations would be subject to gift duty could be seen as a barrier to making such donations. And, Mr Speaker, we had the absurd situation whereby gifts made, for example, to the Auckland City Art Gallery were subject to gift duty, and gifts made to, say, Te Papa were not. No logical reason, that was just the way the law had developed over time. These changes will clarify that. Finally, sir, the bill makes some other technical amendments to make the tax laws easier to apply. They include changes to the legislation on binding rulings, which set out how Inland Revenue will apply tax laws to give greater certainty about the tax implications of business decisions, while other changes that are contained in the bill are of a remedial nature and remove certain unintended consequences following on from earlier reforms. When taken together, all these taxpayer-friendly changes in this bill will help improve the way our tax rules work. They will reduce compliance costs for taxpayers, and therefore, sir, I'm happy to commend the Taxation, Annual Rates, Trans-Tasman Savings, Portability, KiwiSaver and Remedial Matters Bill to the House.
Question is that the motion be agreed to.
Mr Speaker.
Honourable David Cunliffe.
Mr Speaker, thank you for the opportunity to take a call on this bill and to thank the Minister for his introduction. And